140-pound champion.
But is considered a pretty talented boxer-puncher from Guyana, and who may be a future opponent for Cotto if Cotto can get past this fight against Demetrio Ceballos. There's the left hook, and it lands. And a jab snaps Ceballos' head back.
This will be a good test for Cotto. Cotto. This will be a good test because this guy's got a long left jab, and he's from Panama, which is a long history of winning boxing matches.
Well, so far in his career, Cotto doesn't pay any attention to what his opponent's styles are, at least so he says. He says, I don't watch tapes. I'm not much interested in any scouting report on the opponent. My job is to go out there and do what I'm supposed to do. Maybe later on when he gets to the top level, he'll feel differently, but look at the way he doubles the left hook.
Throwing combinations, gets his feet back in position to do it all over again. Everything you want a young fighter to do.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful transition from defense to offense and back to defense.
And some of the best balance I've ever seen.
Well, you don't want to check back to defense. You want to stay on offense.
Well, but I mean, when he keeps his hands high, he stays in balance after he's thrown his punches. He doesn't leave himself too vulnerable.
Well, this guy's really got some snap in his punch.
The left hook again snaps Ceballos' head up and back.
Ceballos is not doing a good job. You don't want to follow a guy who punches that crisp. Don't follow him around giving him the punches. Make him work for them. Cotto is not working for those shots. They're just coming right to him.
Ceballos seemingly came in with the attitude, well, I'm not going to show this guy respect. I'll go out there and show him I'm the veteran, I'm the man. Cotto has rocked that plan, or that attitude, I should say, with a series of thundering left hooks. Now Ceballos momentarily stops Cotto against the ropes. Cotto goes to the body and to the chin with that left hook. Ceballos lands a right hand inside. Hard right hand by Ceballos, partially blocked. Cotto with the uppercut. Ceballos gets in a body shot.
And Cotto's got to understand that if you want to drop a guy, you've heard he's been knocked out before, got to go down to the body something to make this guy soft. Not going to be knocked down just because you hit him in the head. He hasn't done that. Cotto has got to get into the body.
And you saw the difference in authority as Cotto threw a right. Cotto 24 out of 62, 39%. Ceballos is given credit for landing only 4 out of 75 punches, including 0 of 54 jabs. He may not have been trying to land them. Cotto 11 of 25 jabs himself. Easy round for Miguel Cotto in the first.
Let's see if Ceballos can follow instructions. He probably heard those same instructions, George, 1,000 times in training and then forgot about them once the fight started.
Once again, Cotto hasn't gone to the body. He seems to wait for nothing but a headshot. The big boys, they can be dropped, but you got to go to the body first.
Unless you can punch like Randall Bailey.
Yeah, but we saw Randall Bailey taken apart by Dio Bailey Hurtado in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Sometimes Bailey comes to fight without really being prepared to give his best effort. Ceballos was urged to stay away from the left hook. It's Cotto's job to make that impossible. And there's a left hook.
Cotto is movement, which is very nice, is something I don't recall in the previous occasions when I've seen him. I don't know if this has been a part of his picture all along, but I think he's moving very nicely, showing patience.
Well, I'll say one thing. He's certainly more of an all-around fighter than Trinidad, who was, of course, a devastating puncher.
No, this guy's haven't even got a body punching repertoire.
Yeah, well, sometimes
he's
it's
a
better.
good combination fighter, but that's going beyond.
Well, he does throw the left hook to the body when he doubles it, but I agree with you, George, that he hasn't thrown perhaps as many body shots as you might have expected. In fact, he just doesn't seem to throw the right hand much at all.
He's got an opponent in front of him who really came to fight. He's going to be there for him every second of every round.
Cotto in a kind of a peekaboo there, warded off all of Ceballos' punches.
Sometimes you go into these fights and your guys are telling you all during training camp, this guy's dead. So-and-so knocked him out. He's dead. He's walking dead. You're going to knock him out. You go out in the first round and hit him with some good shots, and he's still there. And the fighter got to readjust.
Second round, much less eventful than the...
In round two, by CompuBox numbers, Cotto 9 out of 40, Ceballos 3 out of
65. So Demetrius Ceballos is having tremendous difficulty landing punches, having landed in single digits while throwing a lot of punches in each of the first two rounds.
Now Cotto is trying to get low for the body. He's trying his best, but his trainers didn't tell him that early on in the fight. It's going to be rough.
And Ceballos finally lands a jab over the top, then goes back to punching Cotto's gloves as Cotto comes off the ropes with a right hand over the top and a left hook to the body. Now Ceballos gets him into a corner and lands a punch or two before Cotto gets out of the corner with another left hook. Right hand landed there. Just not quite as much authority on the right as is the case with his splendid left.
Now here's a good prospect in Cotto, and he hasn't gone to the body once. With conviction, if you know what I mean. You got to make your opponent weak in case the fight goes beyond 8 rounds. The headshots are good, but it's a maybe. Good right hand by Cotto that time.
And there's a left hook to the body. Ceballos still stalking, and Ceballos sneaks in a little right hand over the top. Cotto with a 3-punch, make it a 4-punch combination, finishing up with the left hook as he will customarily try to do.
Cotto believes in his punching power. Doesn't care. It doesn't matter what you do to him. He believes, Cotto, that he can come back and hurt you. Left hook to the body by Cotto.
And a left hook upstairs caught Ceballos on the point of the chin. Demetrius Ceballos took a lot of punches against Shane Mosley, who landed an average of 38 blows around against him before the TKO came. Cotto isn't landing nearly that many, but he has landed some very authoritative left hooks.
And when you're throwing a lot of punching power like Cotto is doing and bouncing on your feet like that, you're getting a double beating. You lose your wind, throwing the shots, and the foot movement makes you lose a lot of your energy.
Good point. It's a very tiring way to fight, isn't it?
That's right.
And I find myself, George, as you were saying that, wondering why he's moving so much, since inside he does such a good job.
Doesn't have any movement as far as rolling and countering and all of that in his repertoire. It's all going to be done with his feet right now. It'll take some years to get that.